YouTube, what up? It's your boy, DJ Sean. Today's video, we're gonna be discussing my new little toy here. I know you can't see it right now, but I'll lift it up in a little bit. It weighs about 53, 54 pounds, but I'll lift it up because my man cave is just a mess right now. I did 2 events over the weekend. I just threw the rest of the stuff back in here. I have 2 more events coming up this weekend, so it is what it is. So let's go on what I got first. So there was this website that was throwing this buy one get one free. I know I said I wasn't gonna buy anything anymore, but can't help it. Anyway, so these Furman power supplies. Let's see if I can get that listening. Yeah, the Furman power supplies, the 6B. Have 2 of these already. They have some sort of power conditioning with them. They're the only power plugs you can get, or surge protectors you can get with actual true conditioning, which is great. They're rated 15 amps each. It was buy one get one free, so I think it was $31. Was it $37? It was $30 something, but you buy one you get one free. So that's the first thing that I got. So the newest addition to my collection, I have the Nimbus, okay? And I know when using the Nimbus that certain days, if I do a Sunday wedding, I pay like $90 for, I think it's like 40 pounds of ice, if that's right, maybe 35 pounds. No, $90 for about 40 pounds of ice, like I said. I think it's $2.25 a pound. So if I get it on Friday, that's the only day where I live, you can get it on Friday. So by the time that Sunday hits, out of those 40 something pounds I get, I'm down to less than, I would say, 8 pounds. Like I can just barely get away with it. So that was like a waste in my eyes. So I did a lot of research. I know they have the ADJ Entourage, which is still a dry ice machine. It works just like the Nimbus and the Nimbus Junior. The problem is the dry ice. I can't be getting it for a Sunday, and I do a lot of Sunday events. So it's kind of cold in this building. Look at that. I turned on my kerosene heater, so I'm just waiting for it to warm up in here. But like I said, so I was giving it some question. I started to question myself, like, is there a better alternative? Well, I found the chauvet cumulus, which I have right here. This is the hose to my new machine, which is kind of wet because I've been, look at that water falling out. I've been using it today. I don't want to put this on my MS7, so let me drop this down here real quick. And now let me lift up this this heavy thing, but I want to make sure we have the power stuff and everything else in the way. Okay. All right. So this is the cumulus. I'll take my phone down in a minute and I'll open it up and show everything. It comes in this nice case. Shit's heavy. Shit's really heavy. All right, so it comes in this nice case. The problem with this one was they said you need to use the chauvet low line. It's the LLG, which is low line gallon. I don't understand that, but whatever. I use this in my house. It set off my smoke detectors. Okay. The way it made the floor look, the ground effects, really cool. Set off my fucking smoke detectors. So then I started thinking, hey, I got the ADJ Fury Jets. The Fury Jets, which they're the fog machines that shoots up 25 feet in the air. I have 2 of those. I was like, you know what? For those machines, and I use them in most of my events, like when I bring them, they're always indoor. But I always use this other fluid, which is the Quick Blast. So I rock the Quick Blast with that one. Now, this machine, you could put any kind of fog fluid you want in here. So I was wondering, I was like, would the quick blast work, and how fast would it dissipate? I'm gonna tell all my users this right now. If you get a chauvet cumulus, go with the quick blast. The quick blast, you shoot it out there, it hangs for maybe about 4 or 5, no, I would say 4 to 10 seconds. It hangs for 4 to 10 seconds and then it dissipates really quick. With this machine, it's ongoing, so you can just leave it going. You can leave it running, it doesn't matter. It just blows. You put 2 gallons of distilled water in here. You put, I use maybe about, this is a brand new bottle. I use maybe about, I filled it up halfway in the tube in here, in the fog case. I put half a bottle of it. I probably use less than, I would say, 1/3 of a cup. That's it. Like this thing is still full. You can hear it. This one I used, this is the one that made my smoke detectors go off. But I used this one and it was up to here, so you could tell how much this machine barely uses any fog juice. But you go with the quick blast because the quick blast, it dissipates from 4 to 10 seconds. None of my smoke detectors went off at that point in time. Yes, you have to be conscious of if the air's running. If the air's running, you have them turn it off so you get the best out of your effect, okay? We have to understand physics. We have to understand that this is atmosphere. If there's a lot of humidity in the room, it's gonna clog to the humidity. Remember that. If it's cold in there, it's gonna dissipate. So you have to play with the room. That being said, I love this fucking machine. Listen, with the blast, with the quick blast, I had it open, running. I had it on 50% fluid, and then I had the fans running at 100%. And that, oh man, that effect that I got was amazing. I mean, it's not like the Nimbus, that big gush, like whoosh, but it compensates because you keep going. It's continuous. So you're good to go. So now let's get back. Now I'm gonna open up the case and get back to it. Okay, so this is the inside of the machine. What we have right here, we have distilled water only. There's a line right here, if y'all can see. It's sort of like a neon green. You fill it up to that line while it's running. You put the distilled water in here while it's running so it can shoot to the front of the machine. It's not gonna hurt anything. That's the way it works. Comes with the power con. The first iteration of this actually had the wire attached to it, so that's a good upgrade that chauvet did. They listened to everybody, and you know, it worked out good. This clear hose right here, this is an overflow for the back of the machine. I'm at the front of the machine right now, but the back of the machine is over here with the control pad, and this goes right straight down to the left hand side if you're facing it. You get these instructions and stuff, which, truth be told, it's shit. It really is shit. But like I said, this is the little foil container. Like I was talking about, I filled it halfway up. Didn't use hardly anything at all. These are the fans. This is the DMX, well, not the DMX, but this is just the control port. So, you know, that's what we got. Let's turn this around. I got some Christmas gifts in here that I'm hiding from kids. So, all right. Now getting down to it. We have the breaker, we have the power button, that's the power con right here, and then we have the DMX. Oh, and the 2 cords, the 2 hoses I was talking about where that other thing goes, it goes right here, and these right here just to release the fluid that's in it, which is the distilled water. All around, good looking machine, has its own flight case. I was spending anywhere upwards from $1,000 to $1,200 in dry ice alone per year. If you consider I charge $350 per effect, per dance, I mean, I make my money back, and it's within, I would say, 4 or 5 uses, so it's all good. All right, let's get into my closing thoughts. All right, so in closing, would I recommend this machine to a person that's dependent on dry ice? You can't get dry ice on for a Sunday, and then you lose your money waiting for the event because the dry ice evaporates. I hate that. I really hate that. That's one of the big reasons. That's one of the main reasons why I got this cumulus, because I was tired. I was sick of it. I remember a couple of times that, man, my biggest fear was having an event when I had damn small clouds and I didn't make it to the ice store to get the ice. We only have 2 places to get it from. One is a welding store that I usually go to, which is Air Gas, and then the other one is a fire safety shop. They're not open on a Saturday nor a Sunday. So, you know, that was my main fear. But this right here alleviates it all now. I don't have to worry about, hey, do I have any dry ice? Do I have any dry ice? Is that dry ice gonna make it? Because I remember when I did that event all the way in Virginia, that was on a Sunday. Like, I was stressing. You don't know how bad I was stressing. I was stressing. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, oh man, do I have enough? I kept shaking my little cooler. I was like, oh man, I hope I had enough. And I bought like 40 pounds, like I said. I had enough for one dance, but just barely. But I got tired of that being anxious that much about, hey, do you gonna have enough? So I bring this. Make sure you test it, test the room, see where the vents are, stay away from the vents, and if the vent is above the dance floor, just say, hey, listen, for this dance, I want to cut the air off for a good 5 to 10 minutes. After that, just turn it back on, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So I can't say anything more about it. I think this was a good $1,490 because was it $14.99? No, it was $15.90. So it was $15.90. That's with taxes in my state. It was $90 in taxes. So I'm gonna say it's well worth it from what I seen earlier, because at first I was a little disgruntled because it just looked like shit at first. With the is that my bubble fluid? That's my bubble fluid. With this fluid, which is the fluid that they recommend, it looked like shit. It hung too long. I would say the hang time for that was at least 2 minutes, and I didn't like it. But the quick blast, that's where it's at. So that's the only thing I'm running with this is gonna be the quick blast and the distilled water. Like I said, it uses more distilled water than anything. So if you have like 2 or 3 dances, you can do that. Just make sure you have like 2 gallons of distilled water, and you don't even, I would say this whole thing right here would last me at least half the season. But next season's coming up, so we're gonna see it. Hey, y'all got any questions about this machine? Hit up the comments. Y'all got any questions about the these Furman power strips, which are awesome. I gotta give credit to my boy DJ Rick Webb. Seeing him rock them, and you know, I went and got them. Oh, there's one more thing I need to address. One more thing. I critique people's videos as well, okay? And I hope people can critique my videos as well, all right? Now, DJ Rick Webb, he made this video talk about facades are stupid. And I did a video pertaining to that. Like, are you crazy? Like, I mean, we really love facades, but he was sort of joking in a way, but I took it like to heart in a way, because I love my facades. Most of my facades, I love my Dragon Ball facade. I love it. I really didn't like the ADJ event table at that point in time. That's what he was pushing. I actually hated that table, but now I love that table. It's kind of weird, but that's neither here nor there. So he just done a video talking about what was it called? It was called array systems. They suck. I haven't purchased an array system. I know a lot of my friends that have them, and the throw on them, it does throw 180 degrees, which typical tops, they just typically, I think they go about 60 degrees, 60 to 90. But he's right about that. The throw on those arrays, they start to shoot down after you get about 50 to 75 feet. It's true. Ryan S. Reed, he did a video on it. Actually, he did 2 videos on it. The first video, it was like some sneak dissing in a way, because he did make the comment, talk about I've been DJing long than people's been born. So I'm gonna point that out. I'm gonna point that out because I was listening. So, but the second video was like, I think he thought he was Uncle what's his name in Spider-Man? I forgot his name. He thought it was with great power comes great responsibility or whatever. So he did the little line. He was like, when you're a DJ, you get out there a lot more, so you need to choose your words consciously. And for all those DJs that think that, listen, if you're intimidated on somebody saying like, hey, your gear sucks, this and that, as long as you're making money with it and you're happy with your gear, don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Like, there's no reason to. Be secure about your own. I'm sick of people coddling these other people. Like, I made my valid points, he made his valid points. And we're somewhere in the middle. I think I said DJ Rick Webb lost his goddamn mind on saying Facade sucked and this and that. I remember saying that. I did say that. I caught my own self on that one. And he even agreed in my video. He agreed, like, down in the comments, and which was cool. It was cool. We are all DJs. I used to be a wire stiffler. I'm not a wire stiffler anymore. Because you don't have to hide every daggone wire behind your facade. You don't. As long as you don't see it in the front, who gives a damn in the back? Okay, it just doesn't matter. Just don't even worry about it. Focus on what you're doing. As a DJ, your focus spot, or should I say blah 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 blah, I'm getting tongue twisted right now. But what should be on the top of your list is clients. Making them happy, nothing else. Who cares about the gear? Nobody come up to me and be like, hey, what kind of speakers you using? Hey, that was too much bass. I mean, I don't even bring most subwoofers to weddings anymore. I just don't, because you really don't need them. When it comes to weddings, you really don't need subwoofers. Now, when it goes to a school event, school dance, even corporate events, I barely bring subwoofers. I just do. So, array systems, hey, that's not my cup of tea. I'm perfectly fine with it. I invested in my gear that I bought. I love my gear. People talk shit about my Behringers right here, the 1200s. But once they're under the table behind the facade and they hear that bass coming from both of them being coupled, they're like, are those little 2/8s right there knocking? Be like, yo, don't worry about it. It's all good. But yo, I'm signing off. Any questions, comments, y'all leave them down there below. You know, down there. Hit that like, subscribe. Your boy, DJ Sean, I'm out.